Good afternoon or evening. It's 6ish. Yeah, it's just 6 around here. Could be morning, depending on when you're watching this. I just wanted to, yeah, it's just, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this, and I don't know. There are really no words to, I just cannot. I cannot. Those of you that know me, us, we are in Texas and you know what's going on, but it's the state of the nation. It's not just here. And it's just insane. It's like I said, there are no words. And the thing is around us, and I'm sure everybody is focused on the um the incident itself, but and you all will never know unless you watch and listen what I'm about to tell you, what else has happened or what has happened, because that was not it, and that probably won't be it. um y'all know we are subject to all kind of stuff in this state, this little independent country. We have gone through some crazy things in the past couple of years, and it's like, God bless us. um my heart goes out, but it, that resonates with everybody because everybody goes through things, and they're not always easy. Like I said, I can't even, I haven't even processed what had happened. So anyway, um, what I do want to say is, and I've talked about this before, the laws out here. A lot of people are not or do not care for firearms, and if you cannot tolerate that, this is not the place for you. I have said that time and time again. I showed a vlog, just a brief little vlog of myself at the range. This is nothing new. This was before. I mean, not before I lived here. It was here, but that wasn't the reason why. Um, and now, with the law the way it is, it's open carry and anyone. So, my advice is don't leave your house without. Okay, you just cannot. My husband and I, we're out recently. We had one of the kids, and this was, I mean, just the other day, right before this incident happened. Like, you can't, he just happened to look back and we were kind of by the door. You can't go into a restaurant and sit down without, because you just don't know what might happen. If you don't have anything, you're gonna be ASS out. So yeah, and myself being a woman, I'm not gonna get caught with my pants hanging down. It's just not gonna happen. I mean, I'm not saying that I won't be defeated, but I'm just not gonna be out there walking around helpless, defenseless. Especially with kids, because you just don't know. People are, yeah. And what happened in the grocery store, that was just, everybody goes to the grocery store. Well, I don't, but I do. I'm not gonna say that. That's why I order stuff. But still, anyway, it can happen anywhere. Um, some of the districts did close down. Some of the kids, today was the last day, and it was a half day. I think out of respect, everybody should just shut down. Um, Let me see. The same day this incident happened was Tuesday. There was an incident that was downplayed, I'm sure, in another major city. I'm not gonna name that city, but there was two schools. Um, and they had an incident at those two schools with children and the same issue. Today, we are in the midst of, I had to recount because I kept saying I'm forgetting somebody. Because when they kept saying it, I was just like, are y'all serious? Like, what? Shut the ish down now. Because this is ridiculous. We're in the midst of 6 districts. And I'm talking within 5 to 15 minutes travel distance. That's, because we're just all right here. There have been incidents, multiple, at some of the schools, in 4 districts of the 6. The one that has not was ours, and the next one, last day. Nothing. Not to say they were not locked and secured and, kind of on alert. They were. One of the districts had, and this was down the street, 4 people got arrested today. And I'm like, that's a crying shame. But y'all won't hear about those. Like I said, I just told you, you won't hear about those. Um, somebody, let me see. There are kids still in school until next week, and some have still 2 more weeks. So shut it down. Just close them. These kids are scared. The teachers are scared. And Lord, this lady, one of the teachers that had, the one that had the 4 children, her husband had a heart attack today. So these children have lost their mom and their dad in 2 days. They have been married for over 20 years. And I'm like, that's just. And I bet you it was due to the stress of what happened. Everybody is just questioning about these laws and what this man is about to do. Absolutely nothing. Nothing. Same thing he been doing, just made it easier. And I'm not saying that there should be no laws. They are pretty good out here on things in general, but the access for the youth and the untrained is what the issue is. Anybody can go and purchase. And that's the bad part. If you are not trained, and there are no mental health checks, like, that's not good. That's not good at all. I mean, I don't know. I can go back and forth about that, some good and the bad. Like I said, I rather own and carry and be knowledgeable than not. So I'm really for it. I'm not. Don't twist what I'm saying. Um, it's a reason. There's a reason for them. Certain kinds, certain kinds should not be accessible to regular people. But I mean, in any case, all of them can be used incorrectly. My main thing is school, period. We are taxpayers. This is 2022. Nobody should have to worry about if they're going to see their child or their spouse come home from school. There is no protection for these children in these schools, despite what they say. Because I sat here and watched a little news thing this morning on the schools where the four were arrested, and I'm just like, and oh, it's safe, it's this, it's that, and everybody else was saying no, it's not. What are you talking about? If you didn't arrest it, how is it safe? Um, and down there, they weren't even prepared the other day. There was not even the manpower. It took a long time. It was on for an hour before they could do anything. Um, there's no manpower. But being taxpayers, these schools should be better equipped. And come like violence wise, coming from some of the worst crime ridden, and I'm talking like gang territory school districts in California. We didn't have this. One, nowadays this internet, this social media is something I keep saying, for those of you who have up and coming teens and young people, it is dangerous. Everybody wants to keep the kids and the technology and all of that. It's dangerous. We didn't have this ish. I am old school, straight old school. We did not have this. Um, and it was gangs everywhere. There was never anybody coming up in there with no firearms, none of that. We had guards. We would talk to the guards all day long. We had lockers for PE purposes and for what else we had lockers for? Band, if you were a band person. Um, we didn't have the detectors, but we were wanted. And as much gang activity and things that went on out there in that state, we never saw anything like this ever. So I'm like, what in the world what are they spraying these days? Because that's all it is. That's all it is. For these kids to act a fool. And as soon as it hit the media, it's just the social media. These kids just flip out. It's something fun to do, something fun to do, something fun to do. Like this one over here thought it was a joke to do this, that, and other. No, it's not a joke. It's not cool. It's not cool to go viral like that. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. All the funds that went out for 2020, 2021 when school was shut down and pretty much kind of skeleton functioning. Nobody could think of, okay, we need to put more into this security. Because we can go back to the other ones that happened a few years back and say, okay, this was tragic, Columbine, Sandy Hook, Parkland, but that was, we all had to learn, why is it still happening? Why are these kids not being protected. Something is not right. Just the doors, especially on there are 2 days of the year that the school is, and I'm, coming from a teaching background, that the school is very walkable. On the last days of school, anybody can walk in and out. Yes, you have to sign in, but it's very accessible. Um, and on field days, and that's when all the kids are out and about. And it's you just you have the buddy system, but these kids are running everywhere. Those are some of the most. We had everybody wait till the last day of school or the last week of school to get in a fight because you can't get suspended. So they already knew. That's when if anything was going down, that's when it was going to happen. But it was, shut down. Hey, you will be suspended for next year. So even if you tried, these kids don't care. They don't care. But the security, the doors are not being secured. The cameras are not being utilized. There should be at least 3 people every day sitting there manning the cameras, and that's all they need to do. There should be no less than 2 guards at every door, armed guards. And not just at the door, in the parking lot. You need to have somebody, and have somebody in plain clothes in the parking lot. Because of course they're gonna look to see if it's somebody, in a uniform. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. I don't understand. Where is the money going? I don't know a parent in this world that would not pay for that. Like I said, you already paying taxes. So that makes me question, like, do y'all go to these meetings? Do you go to the board meetings? Do you question those things? Are you in the going to your capitals? Are you writing letters? Are you, things like that? Are you concerned at all? Or do you just think that there's nothing you can do? You just trust what is happening? Or will you do that now? Because it's going to take parents to lobby up and say, hey, enough is enough. I seen I think it was Detroit. I hadn't been watching too much. Um, but I think it was in Detroit today. The kids were doing a walkout supporting Uvalde. It was a high school. These kids know what time it is. They tired of being scared. The parents should have been right up there, right alongside with them. I'm sure they wouldn't. They might have locked it down, but they could have went somewhere else. 'Cause I know parents often feel, helpless. Like now they shut everybody out. Nobody can go anywhere. Nobody can do anything. Nobody's answering questions. It's the same as they were doing the other day. That frustrates everybody and nobody's getting any answers. Something definitely has to change. This is not oh, it's the end of the year and that's it. And, we'll start fresh in August, September. Just hearing these little kids on there, being interviewed. It was one, and he asked. I guess his parents didn't want him to, but they didn't show his face. But he asked, and he said, I'm afraid to go to school. I don't want to go to school no more. I'm afraid," and that just broke my heart. To see the little child, the response time they're talking about. There's a lot of inconsistencies. One being that the guard was armed. There was no armed guard that this boy had a run in with. There was nobody there. But one being a child that was alive, and had she had gotten the help sooner, she would have lived. She was over another child. I think, like everybody's saying, the response time was too long. This took, it took over an hour, and I don't know if they were evacuating, the buildings and things like that. But in the meantime, there were, I'm sure, some students that could have been saved. And just to hear the parents, saying they were begging for them to go in there, they wanted to go and help, um, do something. I don't know. But, the chief even said himself, they just didn't have the manpower. They did what they could, and they had to call for help. And I don't know. I have no idea. But it just seems like this may have been, I don't know. It was worse than it could have been. It's tragic, period. Mm. It's just all crazy, insane. We were at somewhere recently this weekend, and I didn't put my hand up. My husband said, "Why you didn't say anything?" And I said, "Because I just, because he said you're very well spoken when it comes to things like this. I thought you would have answered, the question." And I said, "I just, sometimes I just like to sit back, listen. I don't always, I know you guys see me here and speaking. I'm speaking from the heart. I didn't have it. But, well, I did. But what was on my mind was I was concerned about students' safety. That was that would have been the basis of my statements. And sometimes I know people are not ready for stuff like that because it's like, um, well, da 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 da, and I'm like, no, don't give me any half baked whatever. I want to, and I really, I was not gonna let the person that was answering. I just didn't feel was qualified. That's why I didn't even ask. But sometimes I put things out there just to get a roost. Just to see if people are thinking the same thing. But that was my question: what's being done to protect the children? What's really being done? And I, one of those persistent, um, because I want to know, what it is. I'm concerned about everybody, children, because that just tell me, how people are. Mm-mm. No, this is crazy. Like I said, I'm just trying to process this. I doesn't want nothing else to happen. It's just always something. I'm sitting here just chilling and trying to recover. I had surgery recently, and my phone has been on Do Not Disturb. And I was just sitting here before I literally picked this phone up. I've been trying to do this all day, but I mean, it's on Do Not Disturb. I'm just not answering text messages. But somebody called, and I could see it was not somebody I wanted to talk to. And because I didn't answer, they don't turn around and call right back. And I'm like, see, that's why, I sent a reply, but I'm like, that's why I'm not answering the phone. How you gonna keep calling me? I don't want to talk to you right now. Um, honestly, I don't know who it was, but yeah, it's somebody I want to talk to. I'll get a hold to them. But I do have messages I need to respond to. I just have not. I have been swamped with things being down. Um, yeah, it's priorities. I don't ignore anybody. It just life happens. But yeah, I just happen to stop and pay attention to what's going on. Being like I said, that I've just been trying to recover. Um, and this is what's going on. Just tragic, tragic stuff. And there was something else I wanted to speak on. I think I don't even know how to discuss this. Is this something that you want to discuss this? And I guess it's just an age appropriate discussion with your children, because this could happen anywhere. And being recent with the grocery store, you have to prep your kids. You really, I've said this, like I said, I'm old school. You have to prep your kids for stuff. You can't shelter them and think I'm always going to be with them and such and such. That's not always the case. And even if you are, things could happen. You could be up in the Target or whatever, and something could go down. And your child needs to be prepared of how to react, how to respond, what to do, what not to do. That's crazy that we live in man. I try not to bring them out, but then I don't want to keep them in at the same time. But and I try to explain to them why, and they get it. Okay, we're safer here. Yeah, yeah. It's sad to say it's but then I don't want them scared. I'm going to the store and I'm not going to return for something, or something's going to happen. But it's sad. It is truly, truly sad. I cannot. This social media thing is a beast. It is just this. For those of you that have not equipped your children with phones and um, internet, or laptops and internet, don't do it. Don't do it. They can have a phone. They don't need the internet. They don't need any of that. And just, I have spoken on why the phones themselves are still dangerous. Cause say you got people calling you, you don't even know who it is. Like, you got people calling you, let alone a child. So yeah, There's no there's no reason they need to have access to that, even on the tablet, on the TV, anything. They do not need access to any type of situations like that. This is the kind of stuff that keep you up at night, and if it keeps up an adult, what do you think it's going to do to a child? Oh, I keep them, on the what do you call it? The safety search and the this and that. Child, they gonna go to the friend house or see it on their friend stuff. My kids, I have, if you don't know, I do have adult kids. I have five adult children. So, they gonna see it somewhere else, you know. Fortunately, mine didn't because I had I have the type of friends that are like me. They don't allow their kids to mingle with, you know, worldly type um parents and children. You don't need to be into that. So we helped it as much as we could, and it worked for the most part. Once they are of age, it's a different story. And yeah, it's a lot I can unpack on that, but because I hear a lot of, oh, when my kids get this age, I'm not gonna let them do this still and this and that, and they, child, what was you doing when you was 18, 15, 21? I didn't seen it all. That's why y'all don't see me. My whole head should be gray. It's not, but they give me the blues. Us the blues over here. And it's like every day is something. And I'm just like, we didn't have all these sit y'all tail down somewhere. We didn't have all these problems. Like, I don't understand. I really don't. What's wrong with these young people? And I cannot fault the parents. It's not all the parents' fault. Like I said, it's the social media thing. Because a lot of these parents were not raised like that. So I know it's not the parents' fault. But anyway, I digress. Kids are going to be kids. They're going to do what they're going to do. You just need to be there and available and attentive. Not be their friend, but be attentive. So, yeah, that discussion is. We kind of had a discussion with the littles, the young people, and they do know what's going on, but I didn't go too much into detail. I let them more talk than me talk. I just listened and, paid attention to some key things, and not at this moment, but in time it will be addressed, and things like that. It's not a dinner table discussion. Not at all. But it needs to be addressed. Things like this need to be addressed. As hard as they may seem, um, it's a way to unpack that. I don't know. Just like I said, I just wanted to kind of bring some things out, and you know, I know just the impact has it is if it's impacted us, um, in one or more ways, it's impacted everybody. And I just, my thoughts on this, and I don't know. One day I might need to reference this. Um, I don't know, but it's definitely a state issue for us, but it's not isolated. If that makes sense, the law is too fluid. But again, these types of things can happen anywhere, but the law doesn't help it. And the fact that, like I said, the whole school situation, period, I understand that two classrooms were joined. I know that, and yeah, I have spoken this before. Being in a couple of the newer schools, we have privilege of quite a few, of the newer design schools, and they were built for safety. And I talked about how they designed them, the man that designed them. You go in and you will not find children immediately. And that's something that I liked, because it just confuses you just to go in. You don't know which way to go. And the children are even further. If you decide to take an avenue, they are even further than you think. So I like that about the design of these schools, and they're doing that. But that town is very, very small, and the school is very, very old. But I believe that these schools should be retrofitted for back doors in these classrooms, or at least what they can do is, like the classrooms did open up. We had that as well. Um, Retrofit a door into like every 2, 3 classrooms, and then put the access door in one of those doors. I mean, that would even help. These windows need to be redone in a way that they can open. These doors need to be locked. They need to be locked. And I don't, even that, because, if they know the doors are locked, it's still a catch 22. But, it's, better safe than sorry. But hopefully going forward, more schools will be, designed in such a manner that the children will be, the safety will be the basis of how that school is designed, and like where it's at, in general. Even the high schools here is totally different. It's not just one. It's a campus, like a university. That's 30 something buildings, and it's, yeah, like Fort Knox kind of. But yeah, hopefully, I don't know. They're talking about, I guess, training. And I know that there is, for the students, there is, they do have the drills and things like that, um, to prepare them for events like that. And that right there is just insane, that you have to go to school for your education, but then learn, we only had tornado and hurricane, and uh, or tornado and, what was it, fire drill and earthquake drill. Now these kids got to be worried about all kind of ish. Is it a bomb or something? I don't even know if I want to, yeah. So, and what else I want to say about that? I don't want anybody to, and I don't want to sound insensitive, but it would be insensitive if somebody commented, that's why I homeschool. Notice I did not mention that one time. And you all know my kids do not attend traditional school. And I think that would be very insensitive and just the wrong. Find something else to comment about. That's just wrong because that's not why. Because uh, did they this just happen up in the grocery store? It can happen anywhere. So yeah, but I know it's always somebody. Don't just keep that comment to yourself. Um, yeah, keep that comment to yourself because I might have to look a little sideways, and I'm sure whoever else reads that is gonna be like, "What? Just don't bring that over here for real. Don't. I don't. Mm-mm. Um, trying to think what else I wanted to say before I got off of here. I don't know. Just pray for these families. And I pray for everybody's family and children. Um, the children in summer school. I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't even know, but I know they're summer school. So yeah. And for the remainder of the year for these districts around here that have not shut down, yeah, I pray that tomorrow is a new day and just it's Friday. Everybody know what happened on Fridays. So hopefully, and don't let it be Monday again and it's like here we go again. um yeah, I don't know. Lobby up, that's all I gotta say is lobby up. Only way people are going to listen is if you speak up. And it's always, and I know I kind of spoke about not making that comment, but it's always sometime the comment or question that does not get asked. Um, that's most important. That's most important. Most of the time. Like I said, I didn't, I just felt that person was not qualified to answer my question. Um, and I knew they weren't, you know. So yeah, and even he said so. Yeah. Um, whew, but I am going to get off of here and I need to get up and kind of move around a little bit. Hmm. Move around just a little bit. Get back to work. That's what I need to be doing. I'm going to thank you guys for just posted up 2 vlogs, and like I said, they're coming. Um, yeah, I have something I need to put up. Matter of fact, I could have just done that, and I probably will because it's been filmed for a while, and I just haven't put it up. So I'm gonna try to get back to that because it shouldn't take me but a few minutes to do that, and check some comments. Excuse me. Mm-mm-mm. Anywho, I have had a long month. It's like, can anything else happen this month, y'all? Just let the month in. I'll be so glad when this month ends. I don't know. It's just been a lot, a lot, a lot. I can't even say I'm ready for summer because I don't know what the heck gonna happen in the summer. I'm just it's hot. That's my thing. It's just hot, 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 hot. Hence, I do have several hauls coming up because it is hot, and I told you guys that before. Um, it's hot. It's been hot, so I'm trying to stay cool. All right, y'all. Have a blessed and healthy, productive. I don't even want to say week because I don't even know when I'm gonna come back on here. I really don't. But I would say June because that's probably I might come back and just stay safe.